would so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, St. Peter's that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave o'er the land under the frame, you're the home of the brave.
Don't be afraid, this is a low fat, and you are listening to HonestAnswerRadio.com. Now, where is the egg roll you guys promised me?
The views and opinions expressed on the Honest Answer Radio show are the opinions of Honest Answer Media and no one else. If you're hearing a syndicated broadcast of this show, don't hold it against the broadcaster. Rather, congratulate them on their openness, tolerance, and respect for the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Well, the sky is falling and it's breaking through. The walls are splitting, clean in two. It's coming down no matter what we do, but we can make things better. Oh, children, bend your knees, bow your head, pray for peace, rise again. Oh, my people, bend your knees, bow your head, pray for peace, and rise again.
There, welcome to Honest Answer Radio here on HonestAnswerRadio.com, where we're punching the mainstream media in the teeth every chance we get. If this is the first time you're listening to the show, I'm going to be the Marty half of your dynamic host and duo this evening.
And today I will be the Casey half.
I hope so. I hope you're going to be Casey today. You don't really do a good Susie, so Casey will be fine.
Well, I don't have my sundress.
Is that what it is?
It's at the cleaners.
Oh, okay. All
Plus,
right.
I have to shave my back.
Well, and I appreciate that. I do. Ah, dude. What a day. We have a veritable cornucopia of say what tonight.
Yeah, we do.
I teased a little bit of it on Facebook today. This morning, I was coming back from riding with Casey to his day job, and I get home, and Tina says, "You've got to see this story because it's right here in Anniston." And there was a website called GuardianOfValor.com, and the headline of the story was about a Long John Silver's in Anniston, Alabama,
Our hometown,
had tried to eject two veterans who had come in their restaurant to eat with their service dogs. Now, the dogs weren't being unruly. The vets wasn't being unruly. Their only beef with them was that they had dogs in the restaurant. Now, I want to read a little bit of the statement, or not so much the statement from the store, because this got pretty. There's just no call. There's just no call for the type of conversation that was had.
First off, that restaurant called 911.
Yeah. They dialed 911 over service dogs
on these two wounded warriors.
Yeah. I'll give you a little bit of background. Service dogs aren't necessarily just for someone with a physical infirmity, like missing limb, or that they're blind or something like that. Service dogs can be used for all types of things, and it is a federal law. A federal law.
That's the Americans with Disabilities Act.
That's right. They are protected by federal law. They can go anywhere that the owners can go.
Because they are a medical device, just like a prosthetic limb or a wheelchair.
Yep, that's right. And the thing is you don't have someone with a service dog. They don't have to carry any kind of paperwork around with them, to show that, hey, this is my service dog or anything. As long as that service dog has his vest on that says service dog, no questions are to be asked. That's it. As a matter of fact, it is a misdemeanor. It's a crime. A crime to turn someone away simply because they have a service dog. Now, I'm going to read a little bit of the statement from the two vets. On Wednesday, September the 4th, 2013, I, Amanda Hauser, and Holly Belinsky went to grab a bite to eat at my local Long John Silver's. We entered the establishment, waited in line behind another couple for approximately 2 or 3 minutes, and then we approached the counter to order our dinner. We ordered, and our receipt is stamped at $1,900. We grabbed our drink cups and went to fill them. Then we sat down at the table to wait. After sitting at the table for approximately 2 or 3 minutes, the person we later learned that was the manager on duty approached us and stated that we could not have dogs inside the restaurant. I informed her that they were service dogs and that everything was okay. She said, folks have allergies, and she couldn't allow dogs inside, and that we was going to have to leave. At this point, another customer at the table next to us said that these were service dogs, and that she couldn't tell us to leave, and that she had dog allergies, and they weren't bothering her a bit. I stated that I could call the police and have them clear up the matter if she preferred, and at this point, the manager walked away. Okay. About 3 or 4 minutes after this first encounter, another employee approached us and said that she had spoken to her manager, and she said we could not have the dogs inside unless we were blind. We again told her that these were service dogs and that she could not make us leave. She stated that we should just go on ahead and call the cops then. So at this point, I obliged. And at this point, so did the manager. The manager took it upon herself to call 911 as well. Now, that's where things get kind of squirrely. So at 22 minutes after 7, or 22 minutes after 1900, the police show up. All right? Now, when the police showed up, you would think that a policeman would, since they are hired to enforce the law, that they would know the law, particularly regarding service dogs. Most, or I ain't going to say most, but a lot of policemen are vets, and they should know about service dogs, and really they should know the law, period. Particularly, if they're going to have to enforce it or make these, judgment calls in a situation like this. But the policeman, he didn't even know the law. Well, one of these young ladies
she obliged him, toot sweet. Hey, no problem. I know the law. I can quote it to you.
And I believe, am I not correct, that the lady had the paperwork?
Oh, yeah. She did have the paperwork. As far as I can remember. I have to skim down to the bottom of the article where they talk about that. But I'll pick up reading again. Let's see. The manager says, she states that she is, quote, scared of dogs, end quote. And Holly and I both inform her that, that's not our problem, because they're service dogs and protected by state and federal law in the same manner that a walker, crutch, or wheelchair would be covered. She then states that she does not care and that she must, quote, look out for other customers who have food allergies or are afraid of dogs, end quote. Again, we state that, were that the case, we'd be happy to move to another table, but it's still not our problem. She also tried to say that, again, I'm quoting, foreign people and other businesses have different rules about dogs and stuff, end quote. I assure her I've been every place imaginable with my dog and have never been kicked out. We reiterated that this is a federal ADA law, Americans with Disabilities Act, and it is the same in every state. Holly and I were both incredulous. How did this even turn to a 911 type of call? She claims that the manager told her to call 911, and she told the officer that she reported we did not have any weapons while she was on the phone with the dispatchers.
How did that even come into the equation, man?
Bingo. Well, there's a lot of things that, just with what I've read so far that you have to ask, what does that have to do with anything? We have to look out for customers who have food allergies? What does a food allergy have to do with a service dog? And then she's saying that she's afraid of dogs. Again, what does that have to do with a person's right to have a service animal?
Yeah, would her fear of dogs make her attempt to kick a blind person out?
Well, there's even more, man. When the police get there, and they're talking about the situation, the policeman says, what kind of disability do you have that requires a service dog? She replied that she had PTSD, and as if that sort of it was almost as if that was like, well, God, then can't you just leave then, and make these people happy? I mean, if it's just PTSD, I mean, do you really need to have the service dog?
Oh.
Now, look, my beef is not necessarily with the officer, okay?
Because I had, in their defense, look, even though police officers are, generally conversant with laws, we do have a lot of laws. And, I think, that under the circumstances, the police officer pretty much, he was trying to defuse a nasty situation and doing it the best way he could and with a certain level of compassion.
Well, the officer says, or in the lady's statement, she says that the officer says that we are egging her on and blowing this out of proportion and that he doesn't see what the problem is. He also stated that we should keep paperwork with us to help alleviate problems in the future. We told him we had it with us right then, and she never asked us for anything, and neither did the officers. Now, that crosses the line. Yeah.
Okay. That's not trying to handle it correctly. That is telling a person who has a disability that they should adapt to the needs or the desires of this store manager, as opposed to the other way around. If you open a business and you run a business, whether you're a manager or whether you're the owner of it, it is incumbent upon you to know all the laws regarding your business and who you may and may not ask to leave. And the law says you can't ask people with service dogs to leave, period.